Okay, so here is our kind of a review video of dividing by polynomials. So you've got several different formats where you're going to see your division problem. You have the two polynomials and the divisor with the -1, which should just by now signal to you right here that, hey, I'm going to do a division problem. And of course, here is the bracket, which we use for the long division. I've drawn that very well. And then back here, here's our old school little division symbol right there. And you also can have the fraction. So right here, we've got our fraction. And all of these are division problems. So when you see fraction, this division, straightforward, that should be no-brainer. This -1, you should be able to set these up as division problems, whether you have long division, and then of course we have been going through, where do we have it? Our synthetic division. So let's review just real quick a long division problem. So let me go through this one. We've got x plus 3 dividing into 2x to the third plus 3x squared minus 10x minus 3. And first you are going to, and we've got our little red underlines saying what we're going to divide into. So we just look at our front terms to know what we're dividing into. So we've got this x dividing into x to the 2x to the third. That goes 1 to 2 times, 2x to the second. And then we multiply this by our divisor, which gives us the 2x to the third plus 6x squared. And when I subtract this, we cancel out terms, and then 3 minus 6. So I have a -3x squared. And then I'm going to do my x dividing into -3x squared, which goes my -3x times. And then I multiply that by my divisor, which gives me the -3x squared minus 9. I have -3 times the 3 as well. And when I subtract that, I have the terms that cancel. And the -3 times the 3, which I've already said. So then I have -10 minus -9. Of course, it's going to give me a -1. And I'm bringing down that -3. And then once again, I've got x dividing into this first term, -1x. So I have positive x into -1x. That's where I get this final -1 from. And then I need to multiply this -1 times the x plus 3. This gives me the -1x minus 3. And all of these terms, when I subtract this binomial from this binomial, everything cancels out. So I have a remainder right here of 0. So that tells me that x plus 3 was a factor of 2x to the third plus 3x squared minus 10x minus 3. So this is a factor of our polynomial. So if I was to multiply x plus 3 times 2x squared minus 3x minus 1, I would indeed get this longer polynomial. So that was our long division. And then now we can set up a long division problem. So this I could have divided, like long division, I could have divided x plus 1 into 5x to the third plus 7x squared minus x minus 3, just as I had done just a moment ago. But we can also do this with synthetic division, and that just strips away all the variables, and I'm looking at coefficients only. So that's 5, 7, -1, -3 inside this bracket. And then the solution of my divisor. So if I solve this divisor for 0, x is -1, and this is my solution for that divisor. So here's how synthetic division works. You drop down this first coefficient. I'm going to multiply -1 times 5. I place that answer right here. So it's a multiply, and then bring up, and then I'm going to add these, which gives me 2. And so then I multiply again, -1 times 2, and I bring it up, and then I'm going to add -1 and -2, which gives me 3. And again, I multiply. And I bring it up. And then I do -3 plus 3, which gives me a 0. And remember, 0 tells us the same sort of information that our remainder of 0 had before, which is x plus 1 is in fact a factor of 5x to the third plus 7x squared minus x minus 3. And just as before, when I had a remainder, I didn't have to worry about the way I rewrote the remainder. When I have these numbers, the 5, the 2, and the -3, these are coefficients of my answer. Just to review, so this is a degree of 3, so that means my answer drops down, because this is like x divided into x to the third, which would leave me with an x squared, so that's why I drop a degree. So this is 5x squared plus 2x minus 3. Here I have no remainder. Another example that we have in our notes, which I believe we worked through this one. Of course, this solution was a positive 4 to solve this. And here are my coefficients, and I've done the synthetic division right here. Here's my remainder, which was not a 0, it's a 3. And we write remainders just as we did in long division. So you put your remainder over your divisor. So x squared, because I had x to the third right here. So notice degree here drops down to a 2 in your answer. And so x squared minus 4x, because I'm negative, plus 3. Your remainder is 3 over x minus 4. So this would mean that x minus 4 was not a factor of x to the third minus 8x squared plus 19x minus 19. So, so a few answers that you can get by looking at your remainder, and we're going to use this later on in chapter 6 for what is called the remainder theorem. So we will be using our synthetic division for something later on. So that is a review of long division and synthetic division setup and the process. So I hope this helps, and see if you can answer for me what's behind me as a little bonus if you watched your video.